All right. Today we're going to talk about margin loans, which is where the money is going to come from for this last bull leg. And people think that the Fed's tightening and there's no money, and that's not true. That's not where the money comes from anyway. Yeah. All right. So I guess let's just look at the S&P again real quick. Like it's super drama. It came down and threw a tail again. We've got sort of a double tail now, which we'll see what this candle ends up looking like today. But a double tail down here through this support zone is actually more bullish. I think this area is going to hold, and I think that we're going to rally here, regardless of this is a bear or a bull market. I think we're going to get a rally right here. So the bear market rally would be to this channel, and a bull market rally would break out of this channel. And we could even get stuck in here for a while. This could be like 3 months maybe. We could have like 3 months of boring crap if we get in here before we break out, even in a bull case or a bear case. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to call this as a bottom, and I'll be watching, resistance areas around here really closely. But what I wanted to talk about today is, for the most part, IWM. Because you can go look up charts on margin loan, and you don't see like even a fraction of the actual margin loan stuff that's going on. That's just like public margin loan on brokerages and stuff like that. But there's tons of loans, margin loans that go, to private companies. Like the Alcoa, not Alcoa. What was the name of the hedge fund that blew up last year? I forgot the name of it. But there's tons of these smaller hedge funds, and they can get loans on swap. There's dark pool trading. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on where you are not going to see the data for all the loans that are going into the market. So what we have right now is two places where money is going to come from. One is, margin loans, and the IWM, let me just zoom out and look at this. One is margin loans, and the other is international markets, because the dollar is going strong. All the other countries are printing up like crazy amounts of money. And so when the other countries print up money, they buy dollars, and those dollars, a lot of them, find their way into the U.S. market. Right, the IWM, if you just kind of look back, I have sort of this center line on the IWM that's been rallying on since 2008. And you can see that it just rarely pulls under this center line, and we just pulled under it now. But this is a 2008 crash back here, and you can see like this is recovering from the 2008 crash. It pulled under it a couple times, and then we had the euro dollar pullback here in 16. We had the 2018 and the COVID crash here, 2020. The COVID pulled way under it, and now we pulled under it now for this little crash. I don't know, this one doesn't have a name yet, but it should. But yeah, in any case, you can see we have horizontal support that we jumped on top of, and we just rarely pull under this line before jumping back on top very often. So, like I was saying, in the bear case, I think we rally here anyway. I think we would rally and probably fail. If we're going into like a real bear market, I think we would rally and fail. On the IWM, the margin loans, I think will rally a little bit. I think we're going to have probably at least like 3 month rally, like until October right now is what it looks like, even in the bear market case. And then in the bull market case, I don't know if it would go much longer. We'll have to just see what it looks like. But in the bull market case, you'd obviously not fail there. You would be getting back into probably highs or close to them or somewhere. Anyway, that's the kind of look. Watching the IWM is really cool because you can't see all these like secret loans that are going on behind the scenes. There's all these like international corporations getting like bank loans from European banks to some like Chinese hedge fund or something like that. Like you don't get to see any of that data, but that money goes into the market just like everything else. And you know, the S&P just did like a double bottom looking shape. This one is stronger. So I mean, you can trade the IWM. None of this is investment advice as usual. I usually won't trade the IWM. I like the IWM as an indicator basically of margin loan. And this is an important thing to look at. If you see the IWM rallying, that means just new money, literally new money is being printed out of thin air and going into the market. So we've looked at, you know, the NASDAQ being a weak sector I've covered a few times. And let's see, as far as like US dollars versus foreign money, like we've just had like what if the I think that we're topping out on the dollar right here for the time being. We're doing some big volatile moves, and we've pulled pretty far away from even the bubbly trend line here. I think that we just come back to the bubble trend line, and we'll continue going up later. But I think that we're going to pull back on the dollar right now. And see, when the dollar is going down, this means the US dollars are being created. And when it's going up, that means all the other countries are printing money to get the dollars. So we had a huge push in new US dollars, and then we had all the other countries buying them up. And now, boom, now we should probably get another push in US dollar creation. And everyone's waiting to listen to like the Fed or the Treasury to see if these dollars are going to be created. And that's what I was just saying. Like, they don't have to do anything. The banks are not squeezed or not in. I mean, we have this tiny little cushion of interest rates that they could bring the interest rates down, but there's room for the banks to create plenty of money right now for like one more leg of a market. Yeah, that whole theory that there's no money is just not correct. There can be a bunch of money and you won't even see where it's coming from. But if you watch the IWM and you watch the dollar, you'll know if the dollar's coming down, that means dollars are being created. If the IWM is also going up, that means they're going into the market. I guess I could have probably said that more simply at the beginning. But in any case, that is the idea of where the dollars are coming from. I think gold rallied. Yeah, so the general market just kind of held where it is. But gold picked up the big time. This is a critical spot for gold, around 18, and it didn't just hold, it rallied in the face of everything else that's going on. So this makes me love gold right now. I think we're going to have gold and materials, minerals, miners, commodities, everything rallying. So I bet gold miners are going to do good on this last leg. I think silver is going to maybe even outperform gold here. But if we have gold and silver, I mean gold and commodities both going, silver is probably going to do good. I think this is going to be a materials rally, and the miners will probably be pretty good. I mean, there's other materials companies. I'm going to have to go look some more materials companies up as this goes. I think copper is not looking as strong. I mean, copper did such a huge rally. It's been consolidating. But yeah, copper's rallying. So yeah, as the general market is just trying to hold, we already have these materials stocks rallying. And so yeah, we'll see if it happens. And you know, I wonder if there's like any kind of materials sector meme stocks, because all the materials companies that I know are, you know, I mean like junior miners, maybe something like that, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on something that could be super volatile, like meme style here if we have a materials rally. And a materials rally could last 2-3 years. It's possible that it goes like that. I mean, I have more of a target of like 4 or 5 months for this leg of the market, but it could be a lot longer than people think if it starts rallying. But yeah, SENS is not materials. This is diabetes, but this is one of the stocks that I'm playing around with right now because it's outside of the sectors that I think are going to do bad, and it just picked up like a cool chart pattern that I like. And then Workhorse is a small, they're like electric delivery vans. If semiconductors and those things start rallying, this is kind of a meme stock that I think could do pretty well, and it's at a cool chart area. My internet is not bad. I don't know why it's loading so slow here. Let me, alright. Yeah, I mean, there's all these, like, this whole lithium sector is really tricky because it is sort of energy and materials, but it's already rallied and, like, crashed, and it's so crazy. This whole sector of, like, aqua metals and all of the EVs and the electric batteries and stuff, I've looked at a ton of these kind of charts. These are, like, lithium and cobalt mining companies, like, I'm not sure if this counts as materials and minerals. It is sort of energy infrastructure stuff. Like, these things could all rally. Semiconductors and EVs could rally again. I don't really have a theory on those. They're all weird, and they're already like meme stocks that have crashed. A lot of them. I don't know if GameStop. I haven't looked at GameStop in a long time. This will be an interesting one. Oh, oil. I'll look at oil real quick. Yeah, okay. GameStop is volatile and maybe doing a double bottom kind of thing here. Like this, yeah. This may, where is it now? 80 or something, 90. Yeah, I mean this could get close to a high, even if it doesn't like break out or anything. Just like back testing this line again would put it in the 200-300 range. This could be a really interesting one again. This is retail though. Retail is just getting hammered right now, so I don't really like that sector because we have the opposite dynamics from COVID. Like COVID, we had a huge supply crunch and we had a ton of new demand. We had people like freaking out trying to buy everything, and we had new dollars coming in, and so the supply was way below demand, and the prices have all gone way up, and everyone's screaming inflation, but most of that is just supply and demand. It's not from inflation. I mean, we did have some new money coming in, but we had money being destroyed right before that. So a lot of that is just balancing out. It did go past the top, but now the complete opposite. Now all the stores have ordered way too much stuff. There's a way oversupply, and demand is not keeping up at all. It's actually diving off a cliff right now. So we're having the exact opposite. That's going to be deflationary market pressures. It's not deflationary. It's just supply and demand is switching. It's not deflationary. Means dollars are being destroyed out of the system, which that's probably a little bit true right now because all the other countries are printing dollars and getting them and paying off loans with the dollars. And when you pay the loan off, that money is destroyed out. So I think we are actually getting some deflationary pressures right now. But I think that's going to chill out. And I think people are going to be surprised by what prices do in the next year or so. This is like prices of things on the shelves, I think, are going to go down. We're going to have like big, sales, not like necessarily like going out of business sales, but just big markdowns on random stuff that people oversupplied. And then also housing. I think this is going to affect housing because it had the same dynamics. I think house prices are going to come down. And I think people actually are expecting that to happen just because house prices are so crazy. But this is a cool one. What's Upstart doing? Upstart's like a small bank that makes new loans, or they loan to risky people. And they've just teleported like off a cliff a while ago here, and they're rallying super hard. So yeah, this is a cool thing too. If you look at the IWM and Upstart, the IWM is just like general everything in the market, but Upstart is like, are we willing to loan to crazy stuff? And it looks like people are expecting Upstart to make crazy loans again. Like it's rallying super hard. So Upstart's an interesting one. And you can see the downtrend here. If it just rallies back to the downtrend, that's a pretty big up move. And that could be the next month or something. Yeah, so in any case, I'm looking for a rally. We'll try to figure out what it looks like. And I made a very bold and very early bottom call, which could definitely fly in my face, but that's okay. Everyone else is saying the opposite, so at least just pointing out that this is an important spot to pay attention to, even if we do continue down from here, because there's definitely downward momentum. Like, to go up from here, we're flying in the face of downward momentum. Oil, right? I was going to look at oil. So oil's a weird case because at the end of a cycle, of a credit cycle, energy is supposed to bull, and well, it has been bulling like crazy. But this is a huge mess up here. You get these really volatile, crazy kind of sideways stuff. That's usually near a top. I really don't know what kind of top this would look like. I'll just keep watching oil. But I don't think oil is going to keep ripping to the upside after this mess. I think this is a topping pattern. I'll worry about oil later. But I think oil is going to top out and pull down. I don't know where it would pull down to, but if I can figure out a really good trade on an oil short, the leveraged oil funds like UCO and USO are excellent. I mean, they're just built. They're built to collapse when oil goes down and not recover. Those stupid levered funds are ridiculous. But like long-term kind of puts on those things are magical if you can get a sustained like down move in oil. Yeah, whatever. Miners, silver. I think silver and gold look like they're going to do a lot better than most people think. I don't know very many people. I mean, you have like gold and silver bugs that are always talking about silver and gold, but not like as a market leading. I mean, I think silver and gold might be market leading sectors right now, which I don't even think silver and gold people are saying that. Like that's just me. Take it into consideration. I think that's probably good. Yeah, figure out where the money's coming from. Just look at IWM mostly just to see what the loans look like. It's a pretty good tracker of margin loan. It's really good. And yeah, happy trading and good luck with this crazy spot. The market is in a crazy spot.